The termination letter hit the desk with a sharp slap that echoed through the silent office. One signature. One cold decision. And in less than 60 seconds, a devoted single father lost everything he had spent years building. What nobody in that luxurious glass tower knew was that 3 days later, the same powerful CEO who threw him out without a paycheck would be standing in front of him, desperate, humiliated, and begging for his help. Before we begin, if you believe kindness always comes back around and that people deserve second chances, please like this video, comment where you're watching from, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Single Dad Empire for more emotional and inspiring stories. The morning sun poured through the skyscraper windows of Vantage Automotive Holdings, one of the most prestigious luxury vehicle companies in the country. Employees hurried through polished hallways carrying tablets, reports, and coffee cups. At the very top floor sat the company's young and ambitious CEO, Serena Vale. At only 38 years old, Serena had built a reputation for being brilliant, demanding, and almost impossible to impress. Investors admired her. Business magazines celebrated her. Employees feared her. Meanwhile, several floors below, 41-year-old Corbin Hale was tightening a small mechanical component on a prototype engine. Grease stained his hands, and exhaustion shadowed his face. Unlike many executives in the building, Corbin wasn't concerned with headlines or corporate politics. He cared about one thing. His daughter. 9-year-old Juniper Hale was the center of his world. Ever since his wife passed away after a sudden illness 5 years earlier, Corbin had raised Juniper alone. Every school lunch packed, every bedtime story read, every scraped knee bandaged, it was all him. Life wasn't easy. The bills never seemed to stop. Medical expenses from his wife's treatment had left him with debt that followed him everywhere. But Corbin never complained. He simply worked harder. For nearly 12 years, he had been one of the most skilled automotive engineers at Vantage. Many of the company's award-winning designs carried his fingerprints, though few people knew it. Corbin wasn't interested in recognition. He was interested in survival. That Tuesday afternoon, everything changed. An emergency executive meeting had been called after one of the company's major prototype projects experienced delays. Investors were angry. Deadlines had been missed. Someone had to take the blame. Unfortunately, blame often travels downhill. Corbin was summoned to the executive boardroom. The moment he entered, he felt something was wrong. The room was unusually cold. Executives avoided eye contact. Serena Vale sat at the head of the table, reviewing documents. Without looking up, she informed him that the project failures had cost the company millions. Though the delays were caused by supply chain issues beyond his control, leadership had decided he was responsible. Corbin tried explaining. He presented records. Reports. Evidence. Facts. None of it mattered. The decision had already been made. Within minutes, he was terminated. Worse still, due to contractual disputes regarding project accountability, the company would withhold his pending compensation until further review. Months of earnings. Gone. Just like that. As security escorted him from the building, co-workers watched silently from their desks. Some looked sympathetic. Others looked relieved it wasn't them. Corbin carried a small cardboard box containing family photographs, a coffee mug Juniper had painted for Father's Day, and 12 years of memories reduced to a few belongings. Outside, the city felt strangely quiet. His phone buzzed. A text from Juniper appeared. "Dad, don't forget my school science fair on Friday." Corbin stared at the message. His chest tightened. He had no idea how he would pay rent next month. No idea how he would cover groceries. No idea what he would tell his daughter. Yet somehow, he replied. Wouldn't miss it for the world. That evening, Corbin sat at their tiny kitchen table while Juniper excitedly described her volcano experiment. He smiled. Nodded. encouraged her, and hid his fear. Because fathers often carry storms their children never see. The next 2 days were brutal. Job applications disappeared into online portals. Recruiters ignored calls. Savings evaporated quickly. By Thursday morning, Corbin's bank account balance was terrifyingly low. Still, he kept moving. Still, he kept trying. Then something unexpected happened. A former colleague called. An elderly mechanic named Raymond Pierce owned a small specialty garage on the edge of town. Raymond had spent decades restoring rare exotic vehicles. He knew Corbin's talent. More importantly, he trusted his character. When Raymond heard what happened, he offered temporary work. The pay wasn't glamorous. The shop was old. The equipment outdated. But it was honest work. Corbin accepted immediately. By Thursday afternoon, he was already back under the hood of a vehicle. For the first time since losing his job, hope returned. Meanwhile, across the city, Serena Vale was experiencing a crisis of her own. Her pride and joy was not simply a car. It was a masterpiece. A one-of-one hypercar valued at nearly $20 million. Built through a collaboration involving elite designers, experimental technology, and custom engineering. It represented status, success, power. The vehicle was scheduled to appear at an exclusive international showcase attended by investors and media outlets. The event was only days away. Then disaster struck. During final testing, the hypercar suddenly malfunctioned. The powertrain system collapsed. The vehicle shut down completely. Warning systems flashed. Diagnostics failed. Engineers panicked. Specialists from around the world were contacted. Nobody could identify the problem. Hours turned into days. Every failed attempt increased pressure. Every delay threatened millions in contracts. Serena's confidence began cracking. For the first time in years, she faced a challenge she couldn't control. Late Thursday evening, one senior engineer reluctantly shared an uncomfortable truth. Only one person had ever fully understood certain custom systems integrated into the vehicle. Only one engineer possessed the unique experience necessary to solve the problem. Corbin Hale. The man she had fired. The realization hit Serena harder than any boardroom confrontation. Pride told her to find another solution. Reality told her there wasn't one. Friday morning arrived. At Juniper's school science fair, Corbin stood proudly beside his daughter as she explained her homemade volcano to judges. The gymnasium buzzed with excited children and smiling parents. For a brief moment, life felt normal. Juniper won an honorable mention ribbon. She hugged her father tightly. And for the first time all week, Corbin genuinely smiled. Then his phone rang. An unknown number. He almost ignored it. Almost. When he answered, silence lingered for several seconds. Then came a voice he immediately recognized. Serena Vale. The woman who had destroyed his career 3 days earlier. The woman who had taken away his paycheck. The woman responsible for countless sleepless nights. Her voice sounded different now. Less confident. Less powerful. Almost desperate. She requested a meeting. Immediately. Corbin looked across the gymnasium at Juniper laughing with her classmates. Then he remembered every humiliating moment from the boardroom. Every unanswered explanation. Every dismissed fact. Every ounce of fear he had carried home. For a moment, he considered hanging up. For a moment, he considered letting her suffer the consequences of her decision. But life has a strange way of testing people when they least expect it. And sometimes character is revealed not when we hold power, but when we finally have the chance to use it. Serena had no idea that the man she needed most wasn't just a brilliant engineer. He was a father who understood something she never had. That true strength isn't found in winning. It's found in choosing who you become after you've been hurt. And as she drove toward the small garage where Corbin now worked, she was about to learn a lesson worth far more than $20 million. Special request, if you're still watching, comment, "Kindness wins," below to show support for hardworking single parents everywhere. As this story begins reaching its emotional turning point, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Single Dad Empire if Corbin's journey has touched your heart. Your support helps bring more inspiring stories to people who need them most. What happened next would change both their lives forever.